already filmed this, but you know, it's a lovely day for a joyride. I'm gonna go all the way to the Betsy Ross Bridge, and go into New Jersey, then Socket, New Jersey. So sit back and enjoy. So enjoy.
You'll see the opposition, those who oppose capitalism. They'll go and say, well, Karl Marx was a noble man because, he felt that capitalism is so competitive, so hardworking, so ambitious, to seek more money and greed, that he's eventually going to create so much wealth and not go out there fishing with his kids and spend that quality time with his family. And at the same time, if advancement goes at the level that it does, eventually it's going to destroy itself and implode. What do you say to that part of the argument? Because you're a capitalist yourself, you're pro-capitalism, you're pro-freedom, you're pro-choice, pro-freedom of thinking, you're, all of that, but at the same time, you're concerned about the advancement and the levels we're going with AI. Are we advancing and innovating a little too fast or a little too quickly?
Well, there's a couple of points to that question about the general opinion of what Marx thought. What you just said is the Marxism about it. Students think about it. What Marx thought on peace and cooperation, on independent interest. But he did not. When somebody starts talking that way, they have read books about what Marx means, but they're not really Marx. Read Marxist books like that. You got nothing to do all about crush your opposition, destroy your opposition, come to power, take away the family, take away money, make people obedient to their rulers and masters in the name of the greater good of society. He's nothing. His new representatives. He'll say, kill them all. And they make no bones about it. Not only Marx, but Lenin and Stalin, all the good old boys. Mao Zedong, all of those guys had Adolf Hitler, really, even though he's a Nazi. He believes the same thing.
On fire.
Marx. So when people talk that way, I wonder if they haven't read the books and the manuals that generate these. So having gotten that out of the way,
speed limit reduced ahead.
Are we advancing and innovating too quickly?
Well, I think we are. My only challenge is where the place too quickly. I don't think we should be in that direction at all. I think it's whether it's fast or slow. Whether you jump off the cliff quickly or sort of slip off slowly, I think you're off the cliff and through. So I don't think it's a question of too quickly or not. I think it's a question of too quickly. I really, in my mind, I think it's contrary to what we are. I think if we were smart enough to understand what we are and where we fit in this universe, we would be very destructive. First of all, I don't think we're succeeding. I really think that we can tinker with the laws of nature so far. Pull it out.
Speed warning.
We're not going to be creatures at all. We will just cease to be able to reproduce, or they will kill each other or something like that. That's what I'm afraid will happen. But maybe nature can be destroyed. Maybe nature can be converted into
Crossing border, entering Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Either way, it's a scenario. I don't think this is the thing. I don't want to think about that for myself, my children, great-great-great-grandchildren, or anybody in the future. So I think if humans really were as smart as they like to think of themselves, they would stand back and say, we don't think with the building blocks. We just don't continue. Because they're perfect as they are. They lasted for hundreds of thousands, millions or trillions of years. You can argue over the length of time, but they're perfectly good, and they show a great deal of intelligence. that's my answer to the question. I don't think it's a question of are we going too fast. I just think we shouldn't be going that fast.
Where is there? Or there, what is there, or what is this thing?
I'm talking about AI. No, it's not AI. That's a particular AI is just, I don't see that as a threat. But when we implant AI into mechanical devices that are capable of challenging
In a quarter mile, slide right on I-95.
that would be a no. I think AI is very productive and very useful in control handling some problems. That doesn't mean you have to replace instinct, sensitive morality, and make it whatever you program it to know. AI devices things that are moral, don't do that. AI is us. Hooray for me. This is stupid to do it.
It's not about being stupid or not. It's called point of no return. You can't do nothing about it right now. There's nothing the two of us can do about the speed of innovation today. Nothing. Literally the amount of time it'll take for all the lawmakers and legislators to come out with new laws to prevent this. A new innovation and technology will come out that'll take them another 12 to 24 months to come out with the new regulations. It is the point of no return. One doesn't go without the other. You cannot have a capitalistic society and recognize innovation and individualism, but tell them, well, don't cross the line and pass that limit. You know, the whole idea of
In 400 feet, slide right on I-95.
the whole ingenuity, that creativity of a capitalist and an entrepreneur. Can you do it faster? Can you do it better? Can you do it bigger? Can you do it more efficient? It's another one of those things where in life, this is what I've learned. Again, I'm only 41 years old, and the older I get, the more I realize how many flippant contradictions there are in life. You know, life is filled with contradictions. You know, you have one philosophy that gets clear in this area, boom, there's a little bit of a contradiction. You get this philosophy, boom, there's a little bit of contradiction in it. But in this area, when it does come down to innovation, I think if all the nice people got together and they all prayed together, I don't think they can slow down innovation, or I don't think they can slow down from these young creators who say, I'm not going to stop creating and trying to do better than what it requires. I just don't see that happening. But I do.
I have a great fear that we might certainly see that. There's one part of this, and it's talk about innovation in all its stages.
In 2.5 miles, keep to the left on I-95.
I would like to challenge that because I think most of the money being spent for this either are coming from organizations, DARPA, military, research, or governments of one kind, because they're not doing this for
It's going to probably be 45-minute video.
So the motivation is
You
not.
really believe that? You really believe that?
Well, I totally agree with that. I would probably have to do some research and get some numbers together on it. But I think what you can find is a trace of money that's going into this kind of research. That almost all of it has its origins from governments. Yeah, there's some companies that invest in it. Take a look at the companies where they're getting the money. Who's paying them? Who's giving them the contracts and so forth. And I think you'd be surprised to find that most of it is probably coming from governments, and they don't care about the condition. That's not why they want to do it, because they want to create a system where they can control people and not be worried about producing a revolution.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying, and I think some of that could apply to Iran or to China or to North Korea or to some regimes who fully try to control their people. And don't get me wrong, I am very aware of some of these places in Alaska where they're creating technology to learn how to control people. I've read many of these articles, and I've gone to some rabbit holes that you can find yourself staying in for a few weeks, and you come out thinking you're living in La La Land, or you're shrooms, you're smoking some of the best hash from the Middle East, but and then you realize, no, there's some of this stuff that's actually true, and it is kind of happening. But how much of it is it to control the people in a free speech country, and how much of it is to prevent from a country like China to try to take over and impose their belief system of total control and 100% submission to the way the government runs? Maybe it's preventing from a country like China to become the biggest empire by 2025.
495 to 95.
That's part of it.
In a quarter mile, keep to the left on I-95.
This is what I fully believe in. You have the wisdom. I'm still a baby next to you. I'm still learning. This is why I'm still reading books to get myself to get sharper and wiser and talk to people like yourself, so I can elevate my level of thinking. I just believe in human beings. It's that simple for me. I believe in human beings having dreams, having heart, caring for people.
In 2.5 miles, keep to the left on I-95 North.
Even if you didn't care about people, when you have kids, you go through this process of wanting to treat others better because you hope somebody else treats your daughter better. You hope somebody returns it to you. Natural form of karma, whether you believe in God or not. I just believe in human beings. And I think long term, I'm banking on human beings having the collective courage to fight for their individual dreams and not be pansies, not be afraid, not be cowards. That's what I'm banking on.
I like that message a lot better than the last one. I thought it was too late for everybody to do anything about it. I think.
Well, no. What I said is,
half of my brain supports one argument, the other half supports the other, but my heart is totally on the side of your last statement. Yeah, I think, and the key to that is that as long as we are human beings, as long as they don't mess us up and prevent us from creating other human beings, which they're definitely working on that.
Yeah.
They're putting stuff in our air, in our drinking water, in our food, to cut down not only the quantity of our food, but the quality of it as well, particularly our genetic structure as well. And if we don't stop that, I mean, we're not going to be humans for our great grandchildren.
You're going in a different direction. Now we're talking vaccine. Now we're talking vitamin B17. Now we're talking a whole different slew of things that we can get into. And this thing can get into 3 hours. But I think we may want to leave that for a part 2 discussion where the two of us can have, because today's topic's been very deep. It's been very deep. It's been very interesting. I've really enjoyed it. And your point of view on the way you've shared your experiences and perspective, it's great to hear. And I hope the audience goes and orders your book, Creature from Jekyll Island. If you've never read it, it's a must.
In a half
we're going to put the
mile,
link
keep
below
to the left on I-95 North.
If you don't mind, I'd like to do a speed round with you. I'll give you a name of an individual. I want you to tell me one word that comes to you. Okay? Speed round. Give you a name. This is dangerous. I'll be very honest with you. I want to be very transparent. This can be very
In a
dangerous.
quarter mile, keep to the left on I-95 North.
Greenspan. Paul Wolford.
Continue on this road for 15 miles.
Good job. Yeah, I'm a bit more words that say the same thing as yes, sorry.
Dixon.
Justice.
Okay. Woodrow Wilson.
Cool.
about to dedicate a song. I'm your puppet. Remember that one song?
I know. A lot of people would say, well, I was with Griffin all the way to that one.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. But, you know, at least you're consistent. You know, just threw the audience off a little bit because it was a little bit interesting. So you say both Trump and Obama and all of them are puppets, right? So who are the ones at the top that are moving all the puppets? They are the puppets.
Well, we started off talking about it.
Okay, got it.
The financial world.
Who are they today, by the way? Who are those people today?
Well, you know, the names, I don't pay much attention to the individual names. We know what dynasties they are. We know that the two big ones, of course, are the Rothschilds in Europe, Rockefellers in North America, and all of the people that play up to them, and, you know, are in their entourage, all the banks. Then you get into the banking families. I'm sure they're still active, but the main center is the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers. It's as simple as that. But there are a lot of other people. I mean, I'm not talking about two people sitting there at the control panel making all the decisions. Those are the guys that have all kinds of lieutenants and they're handling people that they send out to handle. Like take Kissinger, for example. Kissinger is the bag man. Kissinger shows up, you know that he's speaking for the Rockefeller. It's not Kissinger's people, it's the Rockefeller. So and Kissinger has his people that represent him. There's a whole pyramid structure. I don't pretend to know all the names how they fit, but I recognize them.
I'll give you the final words here to the viewer that's watching this. They're a little bit concerned. They're wanting to go into a little research. Made a recommendation of a book I read, I don't know, 16 years ago, 17 years ago, Economics on One Lesson. It's a real thin book. We'll put the link to that book below as well. But what would be your final thoughts to a viewer that's watching this saying, well, I want to be more informed. I don't want to be controlled. I want to be a free thinker. What should I be doing? What message do you have for them?
Well, I think the step that such a person has already taken, when a person says, I want to be more informed, I don't want to be fooled anymore, they've already taken the first step. That means they understand that there's something wrong and they're not getting the
I-495.
So the next step is that, well, how am I going to get there?
Philadelphia Airport.
And that's a direct lead, and I'm glad you gave it to me.
Okay.
I would like to plug my upcoming event called the Red Pill Expo, coming up in October 10 and 11 on Jekyll Island, by the way. And the Red Pill Expo, sponsored by Red Pill University, is all about what you just said. Where do you get information? Where do you take these red pills, which are going to wake you up and cause you to see reality and get rid of all of those illusions that cloud our brain? And believe me, we've all got them. I'm sure I still have some. A lot of them probably I don't even know about it. Hardly a week goes by that I just go, oh my gosh, they're fooling me on what to do. And they're all over the place. Some of them are, of course, more important than others. So if anybody wants to get a place to start, go to redpillexpo.org. Look up that event. I think it's really interesting.
I'm going to put that link below as well. Mr. G. Edward Griffin, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure. I've learned a lot. I've enjoyed the conversation, and hopefully we'll have you back here soon.
Well, it's been my pleasure, and I don't try and bored anybody or scared anybody or insulted people. And I'd love to practice it.
Thank you for your time. I'm curious, did this interview of the author of Creature from Jekyll Island, does he have you thinking, are you thinking about the conversations that we had on the board, which you are still thinking about, but at the topic of economics and what he and I spoke about today in Crete, you have two other interviews I want you to watch. One is with a former economist, somebody that used to be with Goldman Sachs, Nolan Prince. If you've never seen this before, we talked about Jekyll Island and Federal Reserve. And if you've never seen my interview with Daniel DeMartino, who was with the Federal Reserve of Dallas for 9 years, click over here. If you've not subscribed to the channel, so thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.
Certify out for my job. We need 50,000. Okay, long story short, I paid everything except for my house. I only owe 13,000 for my house. On that extra money, I have 20,000 left in cash in the savings.
to our business, but still not making quite enough to live in America. We're living in Colombia, and we were looking for several different marketing firms. One was spoke to, who actually spoke to this person, and was pitched at like, this person's going to help you take you to the next level. They've got these sophisticated things, and so I've been on that person's email list since then.
Okay, now I know what we're talking about.
And then, so I got an email from them the other day that says, look, I get it. Entrepreneurship is hard. 3 years ago, I had no money in my bank account. Everything was failing around me. I was like, wait a second. 3 years ago? Like, 3 years ago, you told us that you were going to make us all this money.
Yeah.
You were 6 figure to 7 figure.
Yeah. No problem.
And we've seen this a million times, but there is this crazy pyramid scheme of teaching that is going on, where and quite frankly, some people, you can BS your way to the middle or upper levels of this pyramid by just passing the buck to a group of people beneath, which I believe this particular individual did.
Yeah, like great. There's a guy I won't name, but I don't want to get sued, but I think he makes $10 million a year, and all he does is teach other people how to coach other people to make money. And no one is actually producing for the economy, and almost no one, I think, is actually turning a profit even in the pyramid.
Yeah,
but he's killing.
It's crazy. There is no rubber meets the road, and quite frankly, when you insulate yourself, you've got. So here's what sometimes happens: you have these lineages of coaches, and you've got Big Daddy coach at the top with a successful coach right here, because that coach has 10 successful coaches, and then they have a couple, and so they're actually so insulated from the fact that at no point